All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wildcat Stadium for today's game between the South Summit Wildcats and the visiting Ben Lomond Scots. Sorry, we're a little short-handed, so it took me a minute to get on here. I had to do the starting lineups here on the field. Just real quick, we can run through them for Ben Lomond. Actually, you know what? We'll do it kind of as they come up. We'll do the defense for South Summit. The pitcher, number 10, Toshlin Louder, playing catcher, Brindley Stapleton. Toshlin's number 12. I apologize, not number 10. Catcher, number 6, Brindley Stapleton. Playing first base is number 10, Emma Broadbent. Second base is Adeline Aist. Shortstop is Mariah Bowen. Third base, Javian Clegg. And then out in the outfield, starting with left field, we'll have Sarah Duke. In center field, Malia Olson. And in right field, Sydney Crystal. Leading off here for Ben Lomond with a little foul ball, you have number 8, Anderson. She's going to be playing right field for the Scots. We thank everybody for joining us today. It's a little bit of a windy, cold day up here in Camas. Second pitch is a swing and a miss. So Toshlin's ahead. Got a 0-2 count. So here comes the third pitch from Toshlin. And a swing and a miss. Got her 2 swings and 1 looking. So that's a good start for Toshlin. Up next, you'll have number 8, Richie. That pitch was just a little bit inside. Richie watched it come. Starting out ball 1. Great pitch from Toshlin Louder right across the middle of the plate. This count is now 1-1 with 1 out. Third pitch came in. It was a little low, but Richie swung at it for a second called strike. Toshlin's ahead here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strike 3 swinging for Richie. Now we're going to have number 13, Huff. First pitch from Toshlin for Huff was a swinging strike. One thing about Toshlin, she's got good placement on her pitches. That was just a little inside for ball 1. Again, another one inside. Ball number 2. So Huff standing in there with 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. Right down the middle, called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for the Scots with their third batter. The wind is kind of headed out towards right field. Oh, she got a hold of that one. Oh, just off the top of the glove for shortstop Mariah Bowen. So that is a base hit for number 13, Huff. Now batting, we're going to have number 32, Gallegos. I apologize if I say these names wrong. I'll do my best. She is their catcher for Ben Lomond. That was a called strike 1. Little low throw up to first, trying to get the Huff out. It was not quite in time. That's a good idea by Brindley Stapleton, trying to keep Huff honest. Hit up between first and second base, fielded by the right fielder. Throw to third. She is safe. So that was a single by Gallegos, and Huff was able to make it out at third. So now you got runners on first and third, 2 outs, And coming to the plate is number 12, Huff. I'll try to work on some first names on this. I apologize. Hopefully as we go through the game, I can get some of that for you. This is Ben Lomond's shortstop. First pitch from Tosh, called strike one. Inside for ball one. One thing I really like about softball, it's a lot faster paced game. Usually they're not too long between pitches. Number 3, foul ball right down the third base line. It just bounced foul. So just a long strike. We'll come back here. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Ooh, good changeup. Got her swinging. That's 3 outs at the top end of the top of the first, or the middle of the first. Sorry about that. The middle of the first inning. You had 2 hits, no runs, and 2 left on base for the Scots. Leading off for the Wildcats coming up here in just a minute will be number 3, Mariah Bowen, our shortstop. That's a pretty standard lineup here for the Wildcats. They've been hitting this order here for the past few games. So I'll give you the defense for Ben Lomond. Pitching, you've got Lemire Alvarado. Their catcher is number 32, Gallegos. Number 3, first baseman is number 3, Hauser. Second baseman is number 33, Gallegos. Let's see. So shortstop is going to be number 12, Huff. Third baseman is going to be number 13, Huff. And left field, Ritchie. Center field, Gonzalez. And right field, Anderson. Like I was telling you a little bit, that wind is kind of headed almost towards the scoreboard, not quite straight out in right field, but a little bit of right center. It's not very strong, so it's not going to help those balls carry too far, but it's just enough to keep a little chill in the air up here. It's been really nice last week and a little bit first part of this week, but it's really cooled off. We had snow yesterday here in Camas, and it's still just got a little chill in the air. Welcome to softball in Camas. All right, the throw is down. Pitcher's ready. We'll have their little conference. Mariah is ready to step into the box. Let's see if she can get some hits going and some action going for the South Summit Wildcats today. All right, here we go for our first pitch for Mariah. A little outside. Mariah watched that go by. Pitch number 2 was a little high. Good eye for Mariah. She's here. She's up in the count. 2 balls, 0 strikes, and no outs here at the bottom of the first inning. Score is still 0-0. That ball was in the dirt. Wouldn't surprise me if Cody gives Mariah the take sign here. Just make her throw a strike before you ever go to swinging. And that probably would have happened anyway, but ball was a little outside, so that's 4 straight balls from Mariah Bowen. She makes her way to first base. Next up, we've got number 7, Malia Olson. That ball was just a little bit high. You know, sometimes it can be a little hard, especially coming out of the valley down. Ben Lomond's down in the Ogden area, and it can be hard to come up here in this cold and try to get going right away. I'm sure she'll settle in a little bit. That ball looks like it just slipped right out of her hand for pitch number 2, was in the dirt and outside. So Malia is also ahead in this count. 2 balls, 0 strikes, and no outs. Mariah made it over to second base on that pitch. Pitch number 3 was outside. So Malia's way ahead here. 3 balls, no strikes. Here comes 4th pitch. I was just a little bit outside, so that was 4 balls for Malia. Here she heads off to first base, and stepping in is Brinley Stapleton. She's had a pretty good year. That was a good pitch right down the middle. Brinley swung on it and fouled it up behind her for strike 1. Another pitch right down, popped right up to the pitcher. She was able to catch it. Lemire Alvarado for the first out. So Wildcats 1 out. Runner on second and first with Emma Broadbent stepping up to bat. Wildcats looking for their first hit of the game. There it is. Emma right up the middle. Mariah's going to come around third base and score. Malia's stuck at second, and Emma on first. Good RBI single for Emma Broadbent. Score is now 1-0 for the Wildcats with 1 out. Here we have Javian Clegg stepping into the batter's box for the first time today. Hit right up into the infield, popped up, and she is safe. Malia Olson is going to round and score on the pass ball thrown to the first baseman, which is then going to allow Javian to make it to second base. So we've got Emma Broadbent standing on third, Javian on second. You have Toshlin Louder. Nope, I apologize. Adeline Ace is stepping into the box. We have 1 out. Looks like the umpires are going to have a little conference to see what's happening here. I wonder if they were not sure what they're talking about. It might have been able to be called an infield fly with 1 on first and 1 on second. Not sure what the call here was. I'll see if I can't get some clarification here. Good hard hit by Adeline Ace. Out, made it past the center fielder. You have Emma Broadbent and Javian Clegg coming around to score. Adeline is standing on third. A good triple there from Adeline Ace. Good hard hit ball up the middle. So it is now 4-0 for the Wildcats in the bottom of the first inning. Toshlin Louder up to bat with 1 out. Runner standing on third. Pop that one up behind. Catcher just couldn't quite get to it, so Toshlin's going to be facing no balls, 1 strike. Here comes the second pitch. It was low and inside for ball number 1 for Toshlin. Addie's really hoping that Tosh can get a bat on this ball and get her in here. Ball was a little high. Ball number 2, so it's count as 2 balls, 1 strike. Still just 1 out for the Wildcats. It was a good hit out to left field. The left fielder bobbled it just a little bit. Adeline did score. Toshlin stayed at first. Little RBI single. All right, stepping in here now, you have the designated player, Kelby Pierce, number 17. We're going to have a speed-up runner. Looks like 22 Hansen is coming in to speed up for Tosh, the pitcher. All right, so runner on first. Kelby up to bat, 1 out. Here comes your first pitch. Ball was high for ball number 1. Oh, that one looked like it slipped out of her hand again. It actually hit Kelby. So she'll get awarded a hit by pitch ball. She'll be standing on first. You've got our speed-up runner on second, and Sydney Crystal up to bat. That ball was high right across her eyes. She let it go. So ball number 1. Count is 1 ball, 0 strikes, 1 out for the Wildcats. That ball was low and inside. It got past the catcher, but our runner was already headed back 2 seconds, so no runner's advance on that. 2 balls, no strikes. As Sydney steps back into the batter's box. Pitch number 3 was a good pitch. Sid swung at it and actually got past the catcher, so the runner's advanced. We have a runner on third and second now for the Wildcats. Still just 1 out. Oh, we had another hit by pitch, so that will load up the bases for Mariah Bowen. Sydney Crystal's now standing on first. You got Kelby Pierce on second, and our speed up for Toshlin Louder is standing on third. Here comes Mariah Bowen. Last time she was got 4 straight balls, so hopefully she can find her something to hit. She did hit it right out to just the left side of the center fielder. Ball went all the way to the fence. 1 run has come in and scored. 2 runs in to score. 3 in to score, and Mariah is standing on third. So that was a stand-up triple. 3-run scorer. The score is now 8-0 for the Wildcats in the bottom of the first inning. You have Malia Olson up to bat. Swing. The ball was a little bit outside. She swung for it and missed. Last time Malia was up to bat, she was also awarded a base on balls. So this will be her first time trying to find something to hit. Count is 0-1. She got a hold of that one to left field. That ball's going to go all the way to the fence. Mariah is going to jog across. Here comes Malia holding up at second. So RBI double there for Malia Olson. You got Brindley Stapleton stepping in. Last time she was up here, she flew out to the pitcher. That ball was high for ball number 1. Brindley took one to the side of the leg, another hit by pitch. So you've got Emma Broadbent coming in. Last time Emma was up, she had a single. We just had Rael Louder step in as a speed-up runner for our catcher, Brindley Stapleton. So score is now 9-0 for the Wildcats. Bottom of the first inning, 1 out. First pitch to Emma is low and outside. Took it for ball 1. Ball number 2, second pitch. right, so here comes the third pitch to Emma. That was just a little bit high. Emma watched it go by, so she's definitely got the hitter's count going on. 3 balls and no strikes. See if Lemire Alvarado can get something in there for Emma. Oh, just a little high as well. That's 4 balls for Emma. All right, so the Wildcats had 2 players jump bases, leave early. So the 2 outs for the Wildcats. That ends the bottom of the first inning. We had 6 hits for the Wildcats, and that would have ended up being 1 left on base, where 2 players jump bases. So that was a good first inning. Let's see if Ben Lomond can get their bats going, and I'll be back in just a minute. All right, we're back here to Wildcat Stadium. Brindley just threw down. They've got a little conference out at second. Let me see if I can get a number here for you. Coming up to bat is number 3, the first baseman, Hauser, for the Ben Lomond Scots. First pitch from Toshlin, strike 1. Toshlin's had some pretty good pitching here today. Has thrown mostly strikes. Pitch number 2, just a little bit inside now that I say that. Gosh dang it, I probably jinxed her. But 1 ball, 1 strike here at the top of the second inning. Strike 2 called. So in the 3 pitches thrown so far this inning, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes pitch number 4. She thought about it for a second, but held off. So 2 balls and 2 strikes for Hauser. That ball was in the dirt, so we've got ourselves a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs for the first hitter of the second inning. She grounded that right back to pitcher. Throw to first base for an out. Hauser. All right, now batting for Ben Lomond. You've got number 33, Gallegos. This will be her first time up to bat. First pitch fouled into the dirt for strike 1. I know I've mentioned a little bit. The wind's starting to pick up just a little bit. It's getting a little chillier. Pitch number 2 was in the dirt. Good stop by Brindley Stapleton, senior catcher. That's a hard position to replace anytime you lose a catcher. That's a foul ball right down the first base line. Emma was able to field it, but stayed foul. So count is 1-2. All right, here comes a pitch. Another pitch in the dirt by Tosh. So the count is 2-2 for number 33, Gallegos. That pitch was called strike 3. So that's 2 outs for the Wildcats here in the top of the second inning. Next up is going to be the pitcher, number 17, Lemire Alvarado. All right, here comes the first pitch from Tosh. She wasn't quite sure she was going to swing at it, and just a little bit late, was a little behind that ball for strike number 1. Pitch number 2 popped up to the first baseman for out number 3 for the Wildcats. 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back here in a minute for the bottom of the second inning. Wildcats, I believe it's going to be JV and Clegg up to bat first. So see you in just a minute. All right, welcome back to the game here. We've got JV and Clegg just getting ready to step into the batter's box to start the bottom of the second inning. The score is 9-0 for the Wildcats. Last time JV was up, she got a single. That ball bounced and hit her foot. So she is on at first. Next up, we've got Adeline Ace, who had a 3 RBI triple last time she was up. First pitch, swinging, hit to right field up in the air, and it's a catch for the first out by the right fielder Anderson. It was a great catch. So Adeline popped out to right field. First out of the inning. Runner on first. And Toshlin Louder up to bat. First pitch, a little bit inside for ball number 1. Toshlin last up to bat, had a single. That ball was a little high. Ball number 2. She's got a hitter's count going. Pitch number 3, low and inside. The throw to first base, trying to catch the runner, was not in time. So we have a runner on first. 3 balls, no strikes. Toshlin Louder probably will get the take sign here. That ball is way over her head. And so she will head down to first base. Got a runner on first and second. And Kelby Pierce, the designated player, stepping into the box. Last time Kelby was up, she was hit by pitch right there on her left hip. She swings right down the third base line, quickly steps on her base for an out, throws to first, but not quite in time. So 2 outs with a runner on first and second. Kelby was able to make it to first base. Stepping in is Sydney Crystal, who was also hit by a pitch last time she was up. So she's going to be looking to swing the bat and get a... And once again, hit just right above her left leg. That's hard. Your fingers are cold and the wind, and it just... She's hit a couple the pitcher's hit a couple batters, and that just gets in your head a little bit, you know. So... Here we go. The first pitch to Mariah Bowen was high. So Mariah has walked and gotten a triple the first and second time up to bat. That ball was over her head for ball number 2. Pitch just a little high, so you've got 3 balls and no strikes for Mariah Bowen standing here in the box. That ball was outside. So that will walk in a run. Toshlin Louder walked in, so it is now 10-0 for the Wildcats. 2 outs and bases loaded as Malia Olsen steps in. First time up, she was awarded a base on balls, and then second time she got a double. That ball was low and outside. Past the catcher, but no runners advanced. That ball bounced right back towards the catcher, and it would have been pretty likely an out if we'd had advanced runners. So here comes pitch number 2. That ball's a little high, so Malia's standing in the box with 2 balls, no strikes, and 2 outs. Once again, the score is 10-0. Bottom of the second inning for the Wildcats. Pitch number 3 hit hard right up through between first and second base. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. Mariah will be held up at third, so you've got a runner on first and third. That was a 2 RBI single for Malia Olsen. So here you've got Brindley Stapleton stepping in, runners on first and third. That ball was behind her for a ball. Mariah was almost caught in a little pickle, but she was able to make it back to third in time. Here comes pitch number 2. Brindley got a hold of it. It's hit out to left field. It is foul ball into the warm-up section of the field out there for the pitcher warm-up. So we are sitting with 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and the score is 12-0 in the bottom of the second inning. That ball was well over the catcher's head. No real damage done. The runner on first, which is Malia, was able to get over to second, but that was probably going to happen anyway. You weren't going to throw that down and let Mariah score. So that 2 balls, 1 strike. That ball was behind Brindley Stapleton again. And so we're sitting with 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Ball hit to left field hard, goes to the fence. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. Brindley is headed for third. Throws not quite in time. Standing on third. So the score is now 14-0. Bottom of the second inning. 2 outs for the Wildcats. A runner on third. Brindley is going to step off for the 3rd out to end the second inning. And that's where we'll stay. So at the bottom of the 3rd inning, it'll be Emma Broadbent up to bat. And Cody did that, just for those who aren't aware, in softball. In 3 innings, if you're up by 15 runs, the game is over. So he wanted to give his girls a chance to hit one more time. even if it's only one or two of them. Or maybe Ben Lomond will get some bats going. That'd be great, and we can score some runs here. We'll see you in just a minute, and I'll let you know who's up then. All right, welcome back to Camus here. I think I can't see your number. Might be Gonzalez up to bat. Yes, I believe it is. First pitch from Tosh was inside for ball number 1. Nope, sorry. We've got Javian Clegg pitching. I stepped away from the microphone for a minute and didn't notice that there's a new pitcher for the Wildcats. Number 18, Javian Clegg. Her first pitch was a ball, low and inside. Pitch number 2, low and inside as well. So Gonzalez is standing here in the box. 2 balls, no strikes. In the top of the 3rd inning. Pitch number 3, a little bit high, so Gonzalez has a batter's count for sure, right? 3 balls, no strikes. And ball number 4, 4 straight balls from Javian Clegg, like we were talking about earlier. Could be a little hard coming in, just a little cold, a little windy. Just trying to get yourself settled down and throw some strikes. So now in the box, we're back to the top of the lineup for the Scots. Number 8, Anderson. Her first pitch, she showed bunt. The runner tried to advance. The throw was down to second. Shortstop Mariah Bowen missed it just a little bit, but Malia Olson was right there to back her up. The runner was back to first base. So, strike 1. No runner advance. Pitch number 2 from Javian. That is a hard hit ball to center. Malia backs up and catches the ball. Runner goes back to first. So, runner on first. No balls. Oh, I guess number 18 is just stepping in, so of course she doesn't have any. 1 out for the Scots. So, number 18, Richie, up to bat. First pitch from Javian. Ball's hit up into the air to the second baseman, Adeline Ace. She fields it cleanly for the 2nd out of the inning. Runner stayed at first. Score 14-0, top of the 3rd, 2 outs. We have number 13, Huff, stepping into the batter's box. First pitch from Javian, swung, hit right between short and third, out to left field, so that's a single for Huff. Good hit. You've got runners on first and second for the Scots. 2 outs. And the catcher, number 32, Gallegos, is stepping into Gallegos. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. She is stepping into the box. First pitch is high. She watches it go by cleanly. And 1 ball, no strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Second pitch coming from Javian. That ball is called strike, so 1 ball, 1 strike here for the catcher. Pitch number 3 is popped up to third baseman over her head. She missed that just a little bit. 1 run comes around and scores on that error. So the Scots have their first run on the board. You've got a runner on second and a runner on first. Number 12, Huff in the batter's box. She is the shortstop for the Scots. That ball was hit out to center field. Malia Olsen caught it to end the top of the third inning. The Scots scored 1 run on 1 hit. The score is now 14-1 at the bottom of the third inning. And we'll get back to you here in just a moment. All right, welcome back to Wildcat Softball. Scots are just about done warming up. First leading off for the Wildcats is going to be number 10, Emma Broadbent, the first baseman. Last time Emma was up to bat, she had a base on balls. The first time she was up, she got a single. So we'll see. She'll be looking to try and get her bat on something and get a hit going, or just get herself some confidence as we move forward. While we're waiting real quick, the next game for the Wildcats will be today's Friday. Will be Monday. Grantsville will be here in Camas. Grantsville's got a great team this year, followed by a game on Tuesday with Millard here in Camas. So, first 2 pitches for Emma Broadbent were both balls, both a little high. So, Emma is looking at a 2-0 count, leading off here in the bottom of the third inning. That ball was low and outside, so 3-0 for Emma Broadbent. Found one she could swing at, popped it right up to the second baseman, fielded very cleanly for the first out of the inning. We've now got Javian Clegg, who is our new pitcher. She'll be stepping in. Last time Javian was up, she also was walked, and the first time she had a single, so she'll be looking to try and get a hit as well. That ball was low in the dirt, so 1 ball, no strikes. Fielded and blocked very well by the catcher. Good job. Pitch number 2, right down the middle for strike number 1. That was a good-looking pitch by Lemire Alvarado. So 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball is hit far, and it is gone for a 1-run home run for Javian Clegg. The score is now 15-1 for the Wildcats. One more run, and that will end the game here in Camas. The Scots are going to be looking to not let that happen. So next up to bat, you've got Adeline Ace. She flew out to right field last time, and the first one hit a ball out to center and ended up with a triple. So first pitch in the dirt, ball number 1. Again, good stop by the catcher. That's a hard position, especially when that ball ends up in the dirt. You get your body in front of it, keep it from going anywhere. Good job. That second pitch was swung on, hit hard back to the pitcher. She fielded it, got it to first. 4 and out. That's 2 outs for the Scots have on the Wildcats. You've got Toshlin Louder up to bat. Once again, 2 outs. Bottom of the third, it's 15-1. So the umpire's just out checking on the pitcher to make sure she's okay, and she is. Those are always scary when they come back fast like that, but she reacted very quickly, got her glove on it. And I am sure, Javian or Adeline did not mean any harm by that. Toshlin hit by pitch on the first pitch, so she will be standing on first. So here comes Kelby Pierce stamping in. She is, she got a single her last at bat and hit by a pitch the first one. That ball is above her head for ball number 1. The winning run is standing on first base. Pitch number 2. Just a little low and outside, it looked like. So ball number 2. All right, pitch number 3 is a little high and outside for ball number 3. So we've got 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, runner on first. Score is 15-1 for the Wildcats in the bottom of the third inning. That ball was over the catcher's head. Kelby will head down to first base, and that brings up Sydney Crystal for her third at bat. She was hit by pitch both times, so she's going to be looking to try and have something to swing at. First pitch just a little bit inside, it looked like, for ball number 1. Pitch number 2 also inside. So 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs for the Wildcats. That third pitch came in. She swung hard. It went down the left field line. Just foul. So 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs for Sydney Crystal. Next pitch is fouled off back to the catcher. She just a little bit ahead of that. Looks like she dipped her back elbow just a hair and got under it. And so we've got 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. The Ben Lomond coach came out to make sure that the catcher was okay after that fouled back into her. And she is. So ball high for a full count. Runners on second and first. Full count with 2 outs. So the runners will be moving no matter what. And hard hit ball over the fence. Foul ball, just barely outside of that. That would have ended the game right there for Sid, but ended up foul. Still a full count. That ball is low and inside for ball 4. So the bases are loaded with Mariah Bowen stepping up to the plate. Any run, base on balls or hit if Mariah is able to make it to first base with a hit and not get out, will end the game. Hit out to center field, over the fence. Walk-off grand slam for Mariah Bowen. What a great hit. Good game for the Lady Wildcats. That will end the game. 19-1 for the Wildcats. That hit by Ben Lomond was a good one. They just could not quite get the bats going for him today. Like I said, it's cold and windy, and there was some great pitching by both Javian and Toshlin, who started the game. Congratulations to the Wildcats. Next up, like we talked about, for the Wildcats, we'll have a game here in Camas with Grantsville on Monday, the 22nd. On Tuesday, the 23rd, Millard will be in town. Both those games start at 3:30 and will be here live on Wildcat TV here on YouTube. On Thursday next week, the Wildcats will travel out to Morgan. That'll be a tough game. Finishing up on the 28th and 29th, we will have Juab here in Camas, and on the 29th, we'll have Ogden here in Camas. So that will finish out the season. It's kind of wild to think there's only 5 games left for Ben Lomond. Their next game, let me get to that. I apologize, I didn't have that quite pulled up. I should have. So the next game for the Ben Lomond Scots will be at Morgan on Monday. On Tuesday, they will have Grantsville. They're in Ogden with them. On the 28th, they will host Summit Academy, and the 29th, they will travel to Roland Hall. So they've got 4 games left on their season. The South Summit Wildcats have 5 left in region play. Not counting today's games yet, but the region standings as they look so far for Region 13 softball, Grantsville is leading the region. Union is second, Morgan is third, South Summit's fourth, Ogden's fifth, and Ben Lomond is sixth. This is a tough region. We currently have the top 3 teams in all of 3A here in this region, so that is a tough region to play in. We'll have to wait and see how the standings come out to see where the pods are played and that kind of stuff as we get into the playoffs. But thanks for tuning in with us for Wildcat Softball, and until next time, till Monday, this is Mike Roof signing off.